is going on. Wayne is immune to CS gas. And then when I turned around to him and said, well, we've all smoked your farts, mate. We're not immune to yours. He didn't like it. Trust me, as somebody who's been on the receiving end of Wayne's CS gas, it's bad. It's bad.
It's only because of vegetables.
Vegetables, there's no need to speak about my family like that. I had her off. Rachel's been sat in the back. She was sat in the back of his car, and he farted. And I've never heard her do it before with somebody's fart. She was sat there and went.
Yep, too much salad and vegetables is a bad mix. We found that out on Saturday night. I took Ellen out for a meal to a local carvery and had too many vegetables. And an hour and a half later, by the time I got home, I was stinking the house out. So it's the power of vegetables.
The power of Jesus. You have been healed by the power of Jesus. That's what you need. That's what's got to be done. Right. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Happy bar mitzvah, everybody. And nice to see Josh back again. And he's still got all his hair, all his own teeth, and his beard, and he hasn't been deported, which is a good start. Funny enough, we might be talking about that tonight. So, how is everybody? What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Well, over the last week, I've been nursemaiding my son, Ethan, after a hip replacement. So that's been interesting.
And especially at 16 years old. But he'll be on to better and better things, because last time I saw him, he couldn't even put his foot on. So.
I mean, I looked into it, and there's only, I think it's 400 out of 100,000 children suffer from juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. So that number, although it doesn't seem much, is quite a bit. And the surgeon that did the operation said to me that he is the youngest patient so far that he's had to do a hip replacement on. However, there is a 14-year-old on the waiting list to have the same thing done.
Ouch.
So, I mean, Ethan was 12 when that was first noticed. And had they have done the op when they should have done, he would have been the youngest that he's worked on. But it all went well, and he's recovering really well. He's moving about, so all's looking good so far.
So I was just checking that we're actually going out on the Dark Mirrors page, and it's just literally just come up. So yeah, hi Bill, hi Viv, hi Noreen, hello everybody. So yeah, we're gonna have a long time no see, Bill. How you doing, mate? And everybody else, how very devil are you, very devil? So yeah, we're gonna have maybe a bit of a controversial chat tonight. You never know. We may talk about ICE in America. We may talk about UAPs. We may talk about UFOs, and we may talk about the Spielberg film that's coming out. So and what I was reading on the dark web today about that, which is very interesting. So, have you got any news there, Josh? Apart from the fact you're looking good, you've actually remembered to put clothes on this time, which is good. So yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
And there you go. That's it. You're asking. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Everything's fine. No, yeah, it's kind of scary over here right now, but
How bad is it
it's
over
so
there?
bad.
Is it that bad?
There's like protests going on in our town too. But I mean, the guy that got shot is from here, so
He's from Wisconsin.
he's from Green Bay, Wisconsin,
Oh, where you
where I
are?
am at. Yeah. Well, he was born and raised, went to school here, so
Can
a lot
you
of people
stop?
knew him.
Do you know him?
I did not, because I came from more southern than
Well, at least you haven't been shot yet, so that's always good.
Right.
So how bad is it? You're across the pond. You can tell us how bad is it over there now?
It is what you see online. I mean, maybe not. The whole situation is scary and alarming. I really haven't seen them around, though. I mean, it's not like there's ice everywhere. Besides it's just been really, really cold.
Ice agents in the cold. So I take it basically the bunch of stormtroopers going about.
Yeah. There are people I know that have been deported, though. I will say that. But I did also work at that shop where I was the only white guy. So.
Well, to be fair, I mean we kind of have things like that over here as well. But we've got UK Border Force, but that's a kind of a
joke.
They're not.
They should really be called the UK Frauder Force.
The alarming part, though, is the left and the right are like at it again really, really bad. And a lot of people on the right side are now going against Second Amendment rights. As you know, that guy had a gun on him, but he was licensed to. And now people are saying, well, you shouldn't have had a gun at a protest, and that's the point of having concealed carry is to protect yourself in a dangerous situation.
Well, the thing was that the ICE agents tried to say he pulled a gun on them, and everybody's
no,
he clearly did. He clearly did. It was like bollocks,
But he was already on his knees, wasn't he?
Yeah. And they had his gun. They had his gun after they shot him.
Yeah, they executed him. And it's not the first one, and it won't be the last one. It's gone to the head. Remember, you are dealing with the human race, no-win situation. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know what it's like when anybody, and I mean anybody, gets that little tiny bit of power, it goes straight to their head, and they chuck the weight about, and they think they're God-lived. It'll all come crashing down on them. I mean, look at the orange Cheeto head one or Cheeto face one, who tried to get the whole of fucking Europe to go, oh my God, and they all went, fuck you.
He can't even do the YMCA. He went on to Japan to visit naval troops in Japan, and he walked down a catwalk to the song YMCA, and when it got to the bit where they did the YMCA, he just stood there doing this. I'm like, he can't even do the YMCA properly.
Well, he's got a massive bruise on the back of his hand, and to me, that's the bruise you get when you get a cannula put in there. Trust me, I know. I've had plenty of the bloody things. It's exactly.
Yeah, that could be anything. That comes with age.
Well, there was the whole Epstein thing with Bill. We'll leave it at that.
No, do talk.
Hey, I'm in the reach of the Gestapo, man. There's only so much I can say.
Yeah. Like I say, we got UK Border Force over here, and
the National Guard was
over there. The
that ice last night.
Yeah, we've got the opposite.
You guys, Anthony was released to push off a federal enemy. That's what's scary right now.
Yeah. You've got that over there, and then you've got the shit that's going on over here. But the trouble is, I've noticed there's been a rise in. Is it far? What's the anti immigrant lot? Is that far left or far right? I can't remember what it is. I don't know which
Far
way.
left, the Antifa.
For us, it's the far right are supposed to be that we don't want illegal immigrants in this country. They should be deported. And then the far left are the ones saying, "Oh no, let them in. Let's give them houses. Let's take all the benefits they can get and everything else."
See, I'm in the middle. I totally disagree with what's been going on with all the immigrants that have been coming in, because they've been letting in, and it's been proved they've been letting in rapists, murderers, buggerers, child rape gangs, all that sort of shit, and it's been proved. Starmer knew all about it. He knew all about it when he was a High Court judge, and he threw it all out. And he's like, no. And then he had the balls to stand there and look at a camera and go, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never known anything like that. Yeah, you fucking did.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is there is no issue with people from other countries coming here if they can provide to the communities or to the country's benefit, you know. So if they're qualified mechanics and they come through the proper channels rather than the channel, you know, and they work and pay the taxes and everything else like everybody else does, there is no issue. But straight away, when you come over here without using a passport, you're technically classed as illegal and a criminal. And so you're expected to be treated like one, not put up in a 4-star hotel with all your meals provided. You know, and this is where the argument is to and for it, to and against it. You know, do you allow them into the country? Some of them have got TB. And they're being transported to hospitals without the contagion risk being sort of held back. They're just being told to freely go to a hospital for a medical check and then mixing with everybody else.
Wasn't TB what the Victorians called consumption?
Yeah, I think it's something to do. It's something to do with the lungs, isn't it? And it came from cows.
Speaking of all that lot, we left the health organization, the World Health Organization. Yes. So.
Yeah, I saw him signing that one.
We're going to see how this works for us.
To be honest, what I've read over the years about the WHO, it's not a bad thing, probably.
They were a good band.
Yeah. Roger Daltrey's all right, you know. Probably not the worst move he could have made. But yeah, what's gone on with the guy? Because he's gone from I'm gonna tell everybody all about UFOs, this, that, and the other, to now he's like, I have an itchy nose and you will go over there. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
I honestly think this whole shooting is a diversion, because he said something very, very alarming in an interview. I sent it to you guys on TikTok. It might have got it deleted by now, but somebody asked about what is the story about Delta Force not firing shots at Maduro's men and them bleeding from every orifice of their body. And he said, yeah, it's true. We also have direct energy weapons, and we can teleport stuff and do a whole lot of other things to you that you that's only in your nightmares.
Yes.
You'll see it. And he basically said, don't worry, we'll be showing it to you, everybody, real soon.
Yeah, because there's a place in the Antarctic where they've said it's a radar installation. Do you remember me saying? I can't remember.
He also said something along the lines of he has a way to send something to destroy timelines, whatever the fuck that means, but it's horrific. And if you think about that whole book thing, that's actually kind of in correlation with all that.
I know, like I say, the thing in Antarctica, they said it was a radar thing where they could differentiate between the smallest of things to the big things. And they said it was this and that and the other. And it was actually, it's been proved it's a directed energy weapon capable of taking out UAPs. And it has been used on occasions, and whistleblowers have come forward and said, actually, yeah, it's a real thing. They've got it. And worse, and they're supposed to have stuff, literally, as Josh just said, from your nightmares that are grown in tanks in special installations in Antarctica. So this, you know, it wasn't just resources that he wanted Greenland for; it was for other things.
The thing is, when you look at it, you look at the likes of all the things that have happened since like the 50s onwards, that the claim has been put out there and then it's been denied, or it's been sort of, the truth has been altered. You look at the Montauk Project, the Philadelphia experiment. You know, there's all these things here, and now Trump is turning around and saying, well, we've got this and we've got that. It's technology that nobody else has ever seen before. And you're like, well, hang on a minute. Now what you're saying is that some of the conspiracy theories that have been put out there are correct.
Yeah.
So they can't be conspiracy theories anymore.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing before you can speak in a minute. One thing I've been dying to say, because I saw something about this a month ago and I couldn't find it, and I looked again earlier on. You know, Assassin's Creed, the games. You know, they wrote books and they talk about the chair, the animus that you buy in, and they plug it into you, and it goes through your DNA, this, that, and the other, and it can trace back and find your ancestors, and that's what you're doing, and apparently that was the Montauk chair, and apparently there is a real version of this, and it is in use, and the US government and the British government know all about it and are fully aware of it.
Yeah, well, that's why they shut the Montauk Project down, wasn't it, or moved it?
It wasn't shut down.
I think it was just relocated. I mean,
let's move it over here. We'll rename it. We'll call it Stranger Things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what they wanted to call it originally, the Montauk Project, and they were told not to.
That's right. Yeah.
And that is exactly what the Montauk Project was all about. Was opening a rift in timelines and dimensions.
Well, you know where the Montauk chair was.
Yeah.
You know that there have been, ever since they said it was shut down and it was filled with concrete and this, that, the other, and you couldn't get in there, there has been reports of activity, sounds, bangs, screams, machinery being heard under the ground that's supposed to be full of concrete.
There was a guy that did a video up there. He went to the boundary and he found what looked like an air vent. And he put his camera down by the side of the air vent, and you could hear things going on down the other end of the air vent, and it was echoing up through the air vent. And he's like, if this has got nothing but concrete in it, why is it making them noises? But he couldn't get anywhere near there. The second he tried to get to the fence, something happened, and he had to leave.
Yeah, they got sensors and ground penetration.
So same sort of sensors as what they got at Area 51.
Another thing is, I've just seen what Viv said. It's no longer over here. It's no longer a Christian country. We're already observing Muslim laws, which are not ours. Not long until Sharia law creeps in, and then the UK is fucked. The thing is when you look into the actual law behind, can they do that? They can't. You're not allowed to have Sharia law over here, but they have Sharia law courts in certain areas like Bradford and parts of Birmingham and this, that, and the other. And there's parts of Bradford and Birmingham and this, that, and the other where the police are too scared to go. Now, my thing is, and we've said this so many times on the show, I don't care what color you are. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care what religion you are. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person, and that's what matters. However, if you're going to come over here, regardless of your religion or color, and say our religious book says anybody who does not support our religion is a bad person and they must be killed, and you're going to do that, and then you're going to come over here and have your own set of laws, your own set of judgment, and your own set of jurisdiction, which as soon as you walk out of that area isn't fucking valid. How can you do that? Because if we went into any other country, and it's the same for any country, if you go into any other country from any other country and you don't abide by their laws, their rules whatsoever, you're fucked, and they will lock you up, and they will do this and they will do that. So what's so different?
Unless you can get to the embassy.
Yeah, what's so different over here that you can do what the fuck you want?
Yeah.
Regardless of your religion, regardless of that, what's so different over here that you can do what the hell you want?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was like Christmas in London. There weren't any lights or anything that said Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It was literally out the window. There was no Merry Christmases anywhere apart from in some shops. But they had there was angels done in lights and there was stars, but there weren't any Merry Christmas signs or anything anywhere. Yet when it came to likes of Diwali, there was Happy Diwali banner right across the street, all in lights. And we're like, so why is that allowed, but Merry Christmas isn't?
Well, like even and even the Sikhs and stuff, they came out and said, "What are you doing this for? It's fucking ridiculous. What are you doing?" The Sikhs and there was I can't remember the other religions. They all came out and said, "What's going on in this country is absolutely pathetic. You've got so bloody woke now. It's ridiculous." You know, and it's we're going to hell on a handbasket, and it's going to get to the point where, unfortunately, I can see things ending up over here like it is in America. You're going to have coppers armed, and there's going to be shit going on because it's just going to. They've let it get so lax for so long. Yeah, it's going to backfire on them, and it's going to backfire in a very bad fucking way. And when it does, everybody's going to go, "We fucking told you," and then they're going to go, "How did this happen?"
I think the governments in the past, including the current one, have all been too soft and too happy to please everybody. Yeah. And then they've forgotten the key reasons why they're there. They've forgotten the key laws and the fundamental things that actually make the society what it is, just to please other people. And it's not worked. Because in the process of pleasing other people, the people they should be working for are getting fed up of it.
We've had enough. America's had enough. We've had enough. You've got that idiot who's in charge over here who... I'm sorry, but Ed, we all thought Labour was going to be a breath of fresh air and be better than Conservatives. They're as bad, if not worse. We should not have Conservatives in. We shouldn't have Labour in. I'm beginning to be a bit iffy about UKIP because of some of the stuff I've seen on the dark web. Because some of their opinions are very, very... It shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that. I understand why, but it shouldn't be like that. Especially if you want to govern a country, you know. And like I say, and over in America, look at it now. Everybody thought Trump was going to be an awesome dude. Look at the state he places in now, and I can see over here because we're so the opposite to America. We're so fucking, oh, you can do that, it's fine. You come over here, you do that. You got rape gangs. Oh, we don't know anything about fucking rape gangs. No. Starmer's own words. You know, and it's going to get to the point where it's just going to go completely tits up. And as I said just now, you know, you're going to have all the heads high up ones going, how did that happen? How could that possibly have happened? How on earth did it get to that state? Well, you lot with your backhanders and your money and you're so fucking wet you can't see what's going. This whole woke stuff is ridiculous. It's out of hand. If it doesn't matter who you are, be yourself. Don't force your views on other people. If people don't like it, that's their point of view. They're allowed to. You want to be that way? No one's stopping you. Well done to you. You want to have this religion? No one's stopping you. Well done to you. You want to think you're a fucking toaster? Well done. Good on you. No one's stopping you. But you don't have to force your views and your ways, no matter what they are, on anybody. That shouldn't be allowed. And over here now, they're trying to do laws that you can't even fucking speak up and say no, or you can't even turn around. Oh, that prime minister is an idiot, or that MP's an idiot. You're not allowed free speech. It is Big Brother's watching you. Starmer says, "Oh yeah, we haven't stopped free speech."
Well, that's what's going to happen. You're going to end up like us, and then more of our freedoms are going to slip away each day. That's what's literally happening. And I'm like, I feel like everybody's busy bitching back and forth, left and right, and I'm like, they're screwing both of us. Screwing both of us. Look at that. Their idea is to put up more cameras to make more cops.
But this is where civil wars start.
Yep.
You just hit the nail on the head. You've literally just said what
I actually listened to.
Well, Nostradamus predicted there would be a civil war in the United Kingdom in the 21st century. So it's heading that way at the rate it's going.
And the thing is, the same in America. The governments know that things are gearing up for this. They know this is coming, and they're sat back going, how's this happening? No one takes accountability. Everyone else is looking at them going, you're a fucking idiot. Look what you've done. And then they're all going,
No, they're not acting that way. They're secretly acting. They're acting that way while secretly selling.
Yeah.
And
We don't
buying
really
into
know what's going on.
It's funny. If you look it up, almost every former FBI and CIA agent owns a defense company that's retired and are like multimillionaires.
well,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
look at BlackRock. Look at Wayne.
Exactly.
We're both ex-military, and you'll find the majority of normal people up to
Start selling weapons, gentlemen. You'll be rich.
up to about the rank of, I'd say, major, the ones who've worked their way up, not ones who go straight to Sandhurst, but the ones who worked their way up. They're retired now. Most of them sit back and go, you can see what's going on. It's not good.
Yeah.
And it's XYZ's fault that this is going on. And then you get the ones in there now who've gone to Sandhurst and this, that, and the other, who believe every fucking thing that's told to them. And I'm like, I love our armed forces, but come on, some of the, it's not the grunts, it's the toffs and the tiffs.
The brass.
Toss and it's the brass, but like some of them are just so dim-witted. You're like, how do you remember to breathe in the morning? You genuinely believe this shit. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well, that's the conditioning. It's the same over here.
Exactly. But it also, at the same time, though, when they
It's
go
like when
through
we were
officers
kids.
training, they are literally paid very well. So they're paid very well to turn a blind eye to some of these things.
Well, the thing is, it's like I work in security, and I've heard a rumor, and I've seen some things on the dark web pointing towards, if there ever is a civil war over here, the security, if you've got an SIA, you're going to end up being like coppers and this, that, and the other. You'll have more and more powers, and it's all going to come down on you, and it's going to be like, whoa, hang on, what the fuck, There was talk about a dad's army being done, although we have the TA. There was talk about a dad's army being started up again,
And there was national services being talked about again as well.
To be fair, with the state of our teenagers and kids over here, I think national service isn't a bad thing.
I think it's a good thing. I
Was
think
that
they
when
should
you
never
were-
have stopped it.
That's
That
conscription.
when you're
yeah.
required to be in the military.
No, they just say from the age of like, I think is it 17 or 18? I can't remember.
You're over here now. You're in full-time education till you're 18. So
From 18.
I had a friend from Italy when I was in my
So-
20s, and he was telling me about that. You have to be in the army for so long to
That's right.
be able to go to college over there.
yeah, a lot of places in Europe still have national service. Greece, they have it. As soon as they leave school, they're expected to do, I think it's something like 2 years national service, and then they can either, once that's finished, they can either stay in the services or they can come out. But
Yeah, I was going to ask. So if you wanted to be a soldier, you still have that opportunity then, right?
yeah, you can stay in if you want to once national service is finished. And that is what they originally had here. When we had national service, if you wanted to stay on after that national service was finished, you could stay on in the armed forces. But a lot of them said no, and then they stopped it. And I think that was the worst thing they could have done, was stopped it.
I think they should bring it back, because you've got the whole fucking woke bullshit. Sorry, but it's bullshit. As I say, you can be what you want. Who cares? If you want to be like that, crack on with it. But when you start to force it on others and start to force we should be this and we should be that and we should be the others, fuck off. We're not doing it to you. Stop doing it to us.
Yeah, this is what I mean. We're too busy, or the Bobberman is too busy pleasing other people than worrying about the people that they should be thinking about.
Yeah, and that's the same across the pond and on this side. They're too busy. They're
Same
too
everywhere.
busy thinking about their image.
Oh no, they're lining their pockets while this shit goes on, and then they make this shit a big deal while they're like, And then they don't retire until they're almost dead. So you have people running stuff about the internet too that are just have no idea really what it is.
I was just reading that. Can't blame the youth for not wanting to join in, especially when they're watching our soldiers are getting prosecuted for following orders. Unbelievable. Yeah, it is disgusting that you do that. You can't turn around to a squaddy and say, go and do that. and then years later go, oh, you're next, you're getting done for that. Oh, hang on, I was under order. You know, yeah, it is absolutely disgusting and diabolical, and proof the government does not have your backs. However, because we've got little shit teenagers over here going, they're feral. We got gangs of them. They need something to do to occupy them.
Yeah,
and I'm not meant as I'm going to sit here and be judge, jury, and executioner. I'm saying, like, from being in security and seeing it for the last 20 odd years, I've seen them, and they're little twats, and they're bored. They need something to do. So they're complaining about our forces not having a lot in there. Bring back national service. Take these little twats, give them some fucking self-respect, and then when they come out, they're going to be a much better person. They're not going to be wanting to go around and trying to stab somebody's cat, you know, and they're not going to try and want to throw a flaming bin through the local Tesco's window, you know.
I always say that to the little wanksters that I work with too. I'm like, you need to chill out. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, the government's going to find you a Vietnam to chill you out. They're like, what's that? What do you mean? I'm like, oh, you'll find out.
I mean, it's like the other day I picked my daughter up from school, and as I came out, the road that I picked my daughter up from is alongside the school. And everywhere, as soon as the school kicks out, they're stuck to their phones. They're walking along the road, their heads are down, looking at their phones. And they have to cross the road that I need to get out on.
Yeah.
And as I was coming out, there was a group of 4 kids crossing the road, all on their phones.
Yeah.
And somebody else wanted to come into that road in their car, and he bibbed at him. And the first thing the kids did was turn around and stuck their fingers up at him. Oh, what are you all about? Oh, well, hang on a minute. I know there is a new rule saying that if you're at a junction and somebody wants to cross the road now, you're supposed to give way to them. Even though they're crossing.
You froze on that.
Even though they're crossing the road, not the footpath, the road. But they had a go at the other guy because he bibbed them while they're not even looking at where they were going. And you're just like, seriously, watch where you're walking. You know,
like teenagers. I really don't. I don't like teenagers because
everybody's on the phone like that nowadays. I feel like, yeah.
And they all think they're well hard, and I've seen it myself. But they think they're fucking well hard, and they confront somebody, and then you get the old one who turns around and goes, "All right, smack," and then they go, "Ah!"
Yeah, well, fault. I didn't do it. Yeah, right, okay.
Anyway, what was I going to say? So yeah, over in America, you've got hair flicker de Gestapo over there now. We've got the opposite. We've got fucking Dolores of the whatever the fuck he is running things over. It's kind of shit on both sides. It really is. They need to find a happy medium. What was I going to say? Yeah, Spielberg movie. The new Spielberg movie. Now, I was talking to Josh about this earlier. You know this Disclosure Day?
I don't trust
Disclosure Day. It's coming out in America 12th of June. So it'll be over here a week to 2 weeks afterwards. So around my birthday. What I've been reading on the dark web in chatter is it's actually the proper disclosure. It's full disclosure done as a film, so people don't suss. So Bobbermans don't suss. And there's the other side saying it's the Bobbermans have paid Spielberg to make this so that it comes out, and then they can go, "Oh yeah, we showed you, we told you." So when it comes out, something's going to happen, and they're going to go, "Yeah, that's what the film's about." Didn't you? Yeah, it was. The film was telling you it's. Yeah. So, what do you make of that?
Wasn't that done before? Could we go as far as the likes of E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
I think because it's Spielberg and it was Close
Same guy, right?
Yeah, the Artifact. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I think, was the start of the. Ooh, it was just. And now he
just happened to be buddy with George Lucas.
Yeah, and I think that these guys, once these films are out, I reckon they're going to turn around and go, "You're welcome. We've told you." I hope they do. I really hope they do. I'm a massive sci-fi fan. I love me Star Wars, everything. And George Lucas and Spielberg, they're like my all-time directors.
I think isn't there a clip in this new film where there's a newsreader and she starts talking in clips?
Glitching.
Right. Now, somebody posted a video of that on TikTok, and I watched it, and I went, "Hang on a minute." I looked in the comments, and people went, "I've heard that sound before," and I went, "Mel Gibson's Signs, M. Night Shyamalan, Shyamalanga Ding Dong, whatever his name." Yeah. You know, the aliens spoke.
Yeah.
The aliens spoke the same language as what is being done on this film.
Yep.
I love Signs. I think that's an awesome film.
It is, yeah. There's something going on. There is definitely something going on. And it's like we've kept saying, like everything was saying, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that date, it's going to be this date, it's going to be that date. But have you noticed how when things start to ramp up, something will happen that takes the focus off that, and you'll go, oh, what's going on over here? Like we've got the immigration thing over here, and you've got the immigration thing over in America, and you had all the UAPs and UFOs and everything. TR3B has been filmed above Area 51 I think it was the last week, properly filmed. It's not CGI, it's not AI, nothing. It was proper. It's been confirmed. It was, and it's hovering there, and it's over Area 51. I think a lot of the UFOs we see are from our bombardments, and I think it also do with the Space Force. The Space Force has been going for a long time. It's not a recent thing at all. It's been going for quite a while. And the more I think about things, I think we have been up to the moon.
Isn't that supposed to be this week again?
Yeah.
Artemis 2.
I think we were warned when we got to the moon. I think we were warned.
Did not come back, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
I
come
know.
back.
Maybe.
But yeah, so disclosure. What do you think? What's your thoughts on things on this?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, in a sense, like subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's there. It's in the film. They're probably going to be raising the points that everybody is wanting the governments to actually come out with. And at some point, there's going to be more and more people go, well, actually, that makes sense than there were before.
Or it's the complete opposite of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Do you think it's investors and real people in the know have collaborated together to bring the truth out, or do you think it's a government controlled thing in the background where they're going, we're gonna tell the truth, but we'll put it in?
No, I think that's investors. I don't think the Bobberman's got anything to do with Spielberg. I think investors have said to Spielberg in background and gone, we need your help getting this brought out.
If you think about it, most movies from Hollywood, aliens are hostile. I can really only think of E.T. where they're not.
That's another thing. They've always, or from the very start, aliens have been hostile. But aliens being hostile in movies only started coming out after, I think it was around the same time as the Foo Fighters were first being seen. So,
yeah,
This was also the time the Mystic Dawn was doing all that weird shit.
Well, Hoover
communicating with Abnu.
Oh God, yeah. Well, look at Hoover. Hoover's supposed to have made that deal with the. Oh God, I can't remember where they're from. Whichever bloody planet or system they were from, where they were allowed to abduct X amount of humans per year in exchange for. But it does seem. It does seem a bit odd. Our technology is not way more advanced than it could be. Although Black Ops have got stuff that's about 100 years in advance of what we should have, what we've got at the moment. So, is it being deliberately suppressed, do you think?
Yeah.
We know this. We talked about this.
I think it is just down to a case of the people that rule us don't want us having the capability of advancing, because then they won't have a hold over us. They need to have control. And in the past, it's always been religion that has been the one that controlled everything.
Yeah.
And now, because society has become so diverse, they can't control using religion anymore. So they've got to find different ways of controlling the people.
With your phones.
And, you know,
that's all the technology we're going to get in this lifetime.
well, a prime example is the pandemic. What a way to control people. A global pandemic, you stay indoors, you only go out unless you have to. If you need to go out, you need to get permission. You can only go here, you can only do that. And it worked. There were lots of people that actually did it. There was a few that decided they weren't going to listen and said, sod you, I'm going. But the majority of people did as they were told.
MPs didn't.
Well, yeah. But then they're a rule unto themselves, aren't they?
Fucking gone are the days when you could have the sex scandals and go, oh, he's been shagging her, and now it's like, what the fuck is he doing? You know.
I like Lynn's comment. I wonder if all the money laundering going on the last few years is being collected so certain high-profile people can get their places in the rocket out of here. Actually, the local American sweet shop to me is a money laundering place, and the local vape shops, and all that is helping pay for the military bases that are being used.
I see. What was it over in America at the moment? They've traced millions that are going out of the country. Somalian playgroups.
Yeah, that was Minnesota, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The bloke turned up and couldn't understand why there were so many nurseries in this big building with no children in.
That's right.
And it turned out they were sponging millions of dollars off the government to have these, and there was no kids there.
Yeah, that's right.
They got called out.
There's a lot of shit going on, and there's a lot of shit going on in Bobbermans. They know what's fucking going on. They know the score. They know this is happening. They know that's happening. I think it's we have the same thing in every single podcast. Every single podcast like this. Disclosure. We'd all love disclosure. We'd all love Bobbermans to tell the fucking truth and act in our interests, but they don't tell the truth. They don't act in our interests. Although we employ them and we pay their wages, they never act in our own interests. They act in their own interests. They never tell the truth.
I think if
properly.
This is a good idea, a good thought of mine that I've just come up with, that if the truth were to be told, then the majority of the people that just want a peaceful life would have said, sod you, we're going to go to Kepler B or whatever it is with this group of people, and the governments of the world won't have anybody to govern. Because we'll all say, bollocks to you, we're going somewhere better.
Yeah.
And they won't have anybody to look after them.
It was called Waco.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
That's how that ends.
Isn't it amazing how when anything happens, like in America, isn't it? You can get arrested for storing rainwater, can't you?
Yeah, the bloke did get arrested for it. They said it was their state property, and he was being arrested for theft.
Bollocks!
And he went on catching rainwater. It just came out of the sky. No one owns the sky, and they quashed it because it got into court, and the judge said, "What the hell are you doing?"
Just like you, Les, which is the ultra low emission zone. You can pollute as much as you like if you pay for it, but of course the money saves the environment. It's Sadiq Khan's London. ULEZ is, I'm going to say it, bullshit, because they've actually found out that the London Underground actually generates more pollutants than any road traffic in London. Well, you've been in those bloody the stations when the tube comes through and pushes all the air through. You can smell it as soon as you sat there.
Yeah. There's more pollution coming up from the underground trains than there is on the surface.
Yeah.
So ULEZ doesn't work because it's not nothing to do with cars, lorries, and coaches. It's to do with the underground trains that are causing the most pollution.
It's all the politicians. They're all rotten to the core. You know, they're in the Magna Carta over here, and in your thing that you got over in America. I can't remember what you call it.
Bill of Rights.
Constitution.
Yeah. Over here and over there, we've both got a thing that says if you're not governing the people how it should be done, and you're not doing it for the people, and you just start doing it yourself, and corruption comes in, people are allowed to rise up and kick you out.
That's when they came up with the word terrorist.
Oh yeah, domestic terrorism. Yeah. But it's written in your constitution and in our Magna Carta over here, saying the same thing. And yeah, you're right. The looking on the chatter on the web and stuff, I don't ever get involved in the chat. I just look, and then I'm and then I'll bring it up on here. But yeah, there's a lot of very, very, very pissed off people in both sides of the pond with the governments and the state of everything that's going on at the moment. So,
but I mean, the thing is, it's not just here. You look in France, the farmers are protesting about how they're being treated. Even Greece, the farmers in Greece are doing the same thing. They're protesting. And a lot of the islands, a lot of the Greek islands, didn't get produce that they should have got over the Christmas period because the farmers were blocking the roads off in protest to all the taxes and everything else that was being brought into play. And so, of course, when we look at it, Starmer's gone and brought in this inheritance tax thing for farmers, which has pissed them off. The prices have gone up, and the farmers are getting less as a result. So they're better off building farm shops and selling their own produce. But then they change it so that they get restricted on what they can sell and how much they can sell it for again. So it's a constant thing
going on over here. And in Wisconsin, a lot of people in the summer were having weddings because these rustic barn weddings.
Yeah.
But now they made it you can't serve alcohol.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's going to have a wedding in Wisconsin when we're the alcohol state and not have it? But you know what I mean? There was literally like no reason to take them funds away from these people.
It's for some reason it used to be farmers used to be really loaded.
Yeah.
So the government went, haha, we're going to have some of that. And now they're literally doing what they used to do in the Middle Ages, taxing until there's nothing left. And then the people turn around and say, you fucking got everything. What are you doing? And then they'll tax that a little bit more. And then that's when things will go tits up. But the state of everything at the moment, I'm not surprised things are going the way they are. You know, we're on this show, we're just observers. We sit back and we look. And we can see we're on the outside looking in. You can see what's going on, and it doesn't take rocket science to see what's going on. However, you mix all that in with conspiracy theories and UFOs and UAPs and before I forget, the footage of the Miami Mall incident. I'm sorry, I don't believe a fucking word of that. Do you?
How come we've gone back to that? That was like 2 years ago.
Because I was going to bring in cryptozoology and stuff as well. But yeah, the whole Miami thing. Apparently, the guy who had the footage has vanished.
Oh, the guy with the missing head.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to go into cryptozoology, there is I say footage. There are videos going around now where they are saying that sensors were sent down into the Mariana Trench and something went past the sensors at speed and was rather big.
They think, and they found proof that there are megalodons down there underneath the layer.
Yeah, there's something down there because they said the size of it and the speed of it was way too much. Creatures that live down that deep are very slow to conserve energy, and it takes a lot of energy to move. But this thing was massive, and it moved at speed.
Yes.
Last year we were talking about there's like unknown intelligent species down there.
Yeah.
Remember what if that's the ship? Somebody, I said it a long time ago when it first was announced that there was plastic in that trench, that somebody's going to not be happy about that.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody is down there, and they think that there is another. I won't say civilization, but
Well, look at that.
yeah, there's another branch down there.
The Admiral Byrd case, that was what they warned him about, was the pollution. And that was 60 years ago. And it's gotten
They did.
so much worse. I'm worried way more than 60 years now.
The people that did Doctor Who did a series over Christmas where people that lived in the sea came and attacked the land. Oh, it was a three-part thing. I can't remember what they called it now, but it was basically a war between land and sea. And it was done by the same people that did Doctor Who. And it was literally like these mer people sort of popped up and said, look what you're doing to the earth. You're polluting your land. You're polluting our seas. You're polluting the air that we breathe. And we're going to make you pay for it. And they said, well, we ain't got time to clear it all up. And they said, it's all right, we'll solve that problem. And something happened and all the rubbish from the sea landed on the cities. And they had to tidy it all up. It was really weird, but it proved the point that it's possible that there is something down there.
Well, there is.
And there's no reason why there shouldn't be.
I'll have to have a look for that. There is something.
It'll be on the BBC iPlayer, that series. There's 3 of them. It's really good.
I was going to say, like you said about Byrd, there is something under the crust of the earth. There's been so many credible sightings, not crackpot sightings, but credible sightings. And I've seen so many scientific papers that prove there are voids down there with trees and foliage and this, that, and the other. However, how the fuck are they growing down there when there's no sun? So there's some sort of artificial light down there that's encouraging them to grow. There's a lake down there. It's full of fresh water. It contains more water than all the oceans in the world put together. You know, yep. And there's so many sightings of these things coming in and out of the earth and going into the sea and then down and down and down and down and down and down and disappearing into trenches. You know, there's stuff down there. There's our brothers and cousins from other planets. They're underneath there. You know, we've got bases. We've discovered how to get that far down with help from outside. You know, we've got shit down there. There's supposed to be stargates, aren't there? One's underneath. I think there's one down near the Marianas Trench. I can't remember where. And it goes to, is it? You've got the Nazca lines, you've got the moon, you've got Mars, you've got, I can't remember if it's Saturn or Jupiter. I think it's Jupiter. And various other places where these things are all supposed to be lined up. And the Nazca lines has got the biggest fucking hint there is of a bloody great big alien going, hello, I'm waving at the sky. Yeah. And all the shit can't be seen unless you're up in the sky. You know, and one of our hidden bases, our Black Ops bases, is down on the Nazca lines. You know, so. But of course, these things don't exist. They don't happen. They've never been there.
Right. For anybody that hasn't seen it, the 3-part or is it the 3-part? 5-part. It's a 5-part series. It's called The War Between the Land and the Sea.
I'll have to have a look at that.
And it is really good, and it is very interesting, really. When you look at the science behind it, and when you put it in with the disclosure, it sort of does. It sort of rings bells.
That's one of the things in one of the Aquaman films, wasn't it? It was they pissed off with all the rubbish going down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Black Panther. I'm sure there was Black Panther one as well.
So, I mean, you know, and like Lynn says, you know, so many films have been made about traveling to the centre of the earth.
Well, it's like, I can't even get my fucking words out. It's like Josh said, Admiral Byrd, he went to he flew his craft into the hole in Antarctica. His craft was taken over and it was steered in and landed, and he had a tour with them all, and they were just like us. They're humans like us, but they lived down there and evolved down there for thousands of years, and they've said we're pissed off with it. You know, we have recycling. We know how to do everything. We've got rid of corruption and all this, that, and the other. You lot up there, you fucking idiots. And you throw all your rubbish down there. You're polluting everything. You're corrupt as hell. We don't want anything to do with you. You're assholes. You know, sort your shit out. Otherwise, we'll start sorting it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The same with the Galactic Federation that they say doesn't exist. Although if you go looking in the right place on the internet, it exists. And they talk about it openly and freely. And the Galactic Federation said, yeah, we want you to join us, but you've got a few things to sort out, especially the corruption in high places.
I remember a musical back in the 80s called Time.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Dave Clark wrote it. And it was full of songs, but the story was about a group of singers and musicians had been taken from their live set, and they were taken to the Andromeda Galaxy, where they were to be held accountable for Earth's crimes, as in venturing off into space, destroying each other in wars. And throughout the whole concert, it was literally all done through songs explaining how humankind aren't purposely malicious and horrible and nasty.
Yeah.
We don't mean to be like this. And in the end, it sort of, they get let off and get told that we'd be given all of the help that this universal peace can give us, including technology and stuff. And it's sort of like over the years since then, I've sat there thinking to myself, you know, is there this other sort of place where they govern like a Star Trek with a federation of planets?
Yeah, I think there is.
And it's, you know, and when you put that with films, whether it be horrors, science fictions, and so on, they all seem to convey the same message.
Sort your fucking shit out. But the thing is, and like I'm sure Josh is dying to speak in a minute because I noticed he kept going. His beard's having problems tonight by the looks of it. It's got stuck in the back of his throat. My issue is with galactic federations, our cousins from other planets, this, that, and the other, whoever's watching, and they have been watching us for centuries, they're not daft, and they know it's not all of mankind that's fucking things up. It's just the odd ones in high up places that don't give a shit, think they're God's gift, and think they're untouchable, and they're after the almighty pound and dollar. And it's those that need to be hoiked out and taken and held accountable for their actions and made to do something about it. Because it's not us as a human race. None of us want wars or nuclear wars or fucking horrible chemicals that kill people. We don't like pollution. We don't like all this starvation and all these things that are killing people and cancer and everything. We don't want none of this. But when you've got the likes of the people that run all the high up stuff going, nah, we've got cures for this, but don't bring it out because prevention, you make more money out of prevention rather than cures. And again, it's public knowledge. It's known that they've got the cures for all these things. They just won't bring it out because then they're screwed and they'll lose a multi-billion-pound business, you know? And it's the same with everything. Energy, fuel, heat, light, gas. You know, it's all controlled by the high-ups who are like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's those that need to be helpful.
Medication's a good one at the moment.
Yeah, same thing. It comes under the whole thing.
Our local doctor's surgery will not prescribe ADHD medicine for children.
Really?
Yeah. And my youngest daughter has been put on medication for ADHD, and the doctors where we are will not prescribe it. We have to go through the hospital or the paediatric department because our GP surgery will not prescribe it.
He's going to be consulting his local drug dealer and making hash cakes. Yeah, I'll take some.
Well, they're going to get a good kick up the backside. I know that much.
It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
I said to Ellen earlier on that when you go into medical practices, or you know, as sort of like go through a student basis and go work for the NHS, whether you're a doctor, a nurse, whatever, in a way you make an oath to preserve life or prolong life.
Yeah.
So surely withholding the medication that she needs for her ADHD is going against that oath.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They're just like, no. It comes down to that.
Yeah.
And even at the lowest level, local councils, you've still got the one who's in charge going, budget. I could say something, but I'm not going to. But I've seen it happening very close to home.
And then you get
they put budget over it.
Luigi cases.
It's too much. There's too much lining of pockets, and
Yeah.
there's too much. We need to be seen to be this, and we need to be seen to be that. And there's not enough being held accountable and people actually sorting things out and doing the things they said they would do. That all needs to change, because it's not us as a human race. It's the old idiots that are doing it, not us as a human race. So if you're listening, just remember that. We don't want wars. Look at Putin and Trump. Fuck off. It's one man who's got too much power and in charge of all this stuff.
The thing is, though, when I've been watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, to be honest, they're acting like a couple of 5-year-olds in the playground at school. Because one minute they're talking with each other, next minute, oh no, I don't want nothing to do with Trump. You're just as bad as they are, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And now all of a sudden, Putin's turning around and saying, "I'll give £1 billion for this peace thing," and I'm like, hang on a minute, isn't this peace thing that Trump is suggesting exactly the same as the United Nations?
But it'd be the Trumpy nations. That's what it'd be. It'd be the Trumpy nations.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the UN. It'd be the Trumpy nation.
This thing is Trump's great idea, and I'm like, all these countries that are going to join Trump's great idea are going to pay $1 billion to be part of this great idea. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, isn't that United Nations? And then underneath that, it's NATO.
Yep.
See, if we had Russia and China to join us, we don't need NATO or anybody else. That's the scary part.
Yeah,
NWO comes ridiculously actually into reality.
I don't think China will ever do that. I think they're happy being on their own.
China, to be
I
fair,
think that's the reason why half of the problems and these trade deals and that are kicking off, and all these tariffs, because the likes of India have just are now going to start supplying cars to the UK. They've reduced their tariffs from 110% down to 40%. That's going to do someone out of money, isn't it?
Of course it is. And then it'll be everybody else's fault. And it's too many people that are sticking their noses in other people's business. It's got fuck all to do. You know. And then, as Lynn says, we've got our wishy-washy over here. The man's an idiot.
How about we just don't let fucking 5 people own everything on the planet?
Yeah.
That's an idea.
Yeah. And it's 3 major families. 3 major families run everything, including the churches. So.
And one of those families just so happens to be supplying the lorries that transport the rubber dinghies back to Calais when they come over to here.
Make of it what you will, ladies and gentlemen. I said it was going to be a controversial one tonight. I thought we'd make a change. We'll talk about this shit. What's going on in America is wrong. What's going on over here is wrong. What's going on in a lot of countries is wrong. Too much that and not enough thinking about the people. And that's what needs to change. So, on that note, I'm going to call a halt to proceedings because, quite frankly, I'm going to piss myself if I don't stop this and go to the toilet. And I
ready for work.
Josh has got to go to work. I can see his beard twitching, and I can see he's going to have another fun-filled night tonight. Do you know he works in a printing press? He actually makes copies of Razzle and Playbirds and Pornhub, the book version. So that's why he's busy.
No, I make all the stuff for. Do you guys have Sam's Club by you?
Of what?
Walmart. You know, it's like an offshoot of Walmart. It's like the step up, like special club you can join in Walmart, and they have wholesales with shit.
We've got Asda over here, which is it Asda that's Walmart?
Not anymore.
One of them is. It's Asda or
no, Asda used to be owned by Walmart, but it was brought out by 2 lads in Birmingham.
Oh, okay. Well, we
They-
used to.
they-
Well, we make
do
it
it all.
tissue paper that the toilet paper goes in the plastic wrap with the graphic. That's what I make.
He secretly makes the paper boat version of porno. That's why he's got those white bits in his beard. On that note, thank you everybody else for joining us here and over on YouTube and everywhere else. And we'll be back next week. And I'm going to have a deep dive into UFO stuff and cryptozoology. And you too, if you can have a deep dive into that stuff as well. And then we can come out with some things next week to make people go, wow. So,
Yeah. Next week. Oh, yeah, I have to come up with something.
keep eyes to the skies. And remember, if you see it, say it, send us an email, get hold of us on Facebook or any of the social media things that are on, or drop us an email at the Dark Mirror Radio Show at yahoo.co.uk, or just talk to us. Send us a message on Facebook Messenger. But for me and Wayne and Josh, it is a good night. Say good night, guys.
Night, guys.
All right.
Night, guys. And we are out of it. Everybody in the chat room, thank you for joining us. And we will see you all next week. So, auf Wiedersehen, as they say in Germany. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Or is it as they say in
Bye.
North America? Oh, let's go.